All right, my friends, today we have another Revit tip for you. You ever get tired of those plain old just rectangle mullions on your curtain walls? Well, today I'm going to show you how to make brand new shapes, and you guys can make any shape you want. All right, we're just going to keep it simple. Today we're going to make a bottom mullion, top mullion, and a middle mullion. So or a center, one of the center ones. So what I'm talking about here is you guys oftentimes will go to manufacturers and like Conair or some manufacturer for the exterior glazing systems, and they've got some funky shapes. You should be able to make those in Revit, and today I'm going to show you how to do it. All right, so let me share my screen with you, and here we are. Wait a minute. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is make my picture a little bit larger. There we go. Okay. So here we go. So let's just take a look at my little building here. You guys recognize this little building here. And inside this building, you've probably noticed that we have a curtain wall in there. I'm going to go to the plan view. Okay. Plan view. And right here in between my conference room and my lobby is a curtain wall. Okay. So if you guys look closely, the mullions are just rectangles. And if you are scrolled out like this far, that looks perfectly good to me. Those rectangles don't bother me one bit. But if you're going to be working closer and you're going to be cutting sections, in fact, let's cut this section that goes through, I'm going to go to it. If you're going to cut sections through your curtain wall, you might want to have it a little more accurate. All right, here's what I'm going to do. To start, I'm going to give some more mullions. I'm going to say curtain grid, and I want a curtain grid. I'm going to break it right here, and I'm breaking the glass. That's what I'm doing. Breaking the glass right there, and I'm going to break the glass down here. So what I've got is I just put a curtain grid. I went snap, 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 and I broke the glass. And now I'm going to add a mullion. And when I click right here, bing, a mullion pops in, and another one pops in there, and another one pops in there. And this is just the 2.5 by 5 inch mullion, which is typical in your project, probably. You may have a 2 by 4 mullion or whatever. These are just plain old rectangles, and they're good for designing and moving quickly. But when things get real in your project and you have a real Conair shape, I'm going to show you how to make real curtain wall mullions. Okay, we're going to start with the bottom mullion, and then we're going to make the top mullion, and then we're going to make one of the middle ones. Okay, because they're all different and they have to be individual. Because there's no glass coming down onto the top of the top one, and there's no glass coming up from the bottom onto the bottom one, but there's glass meeting the center mullions, top and bottom. So they all three are different. So here we go. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to view, and I'm going to make a call out of this. View, I'm going to make a call out, just a rectangular call out, right there. Whoops, there we go. And I'm going to go to that call out. And so here it is. I am going to I'm going to make this thing to not have a view template, set it to none, so that I can pop this up to consistent colors. There we go. Can you guys see that? What we've got is the glass is blue and the walls beyond are gray. So it helps us to see what we're doing here. All right. This bottom mullion, when I click on it, I'm going to go look at it. It says 2.5 by 5 rectangular mullion. Good. I'm going to show you really fast. If I go to its properties, edit type, it is using a default profile. That's what we need. We need our own profile, okay? So what I'm going to do is take you guys over here to File, New, Family, and we need a new profile of a mullion in here. And you guys want to go German today? Wie geht's? Was ist das? Merde. No, that's French. Okay, English, Imperial. here we go. We're going to go down to profile Mullion. Would you look at that? They gave us a template to help us. And when I open it, take a look. This is where we're going to work. Wait for it. There we go. This is where we're going to work. What we've got, I'm going to bring the words a little closer. This is the interior side, and this is the exterior side. Okay, interior, exterior. That's easy enough. They've got a reference plane here that is the center, front, and back reference plane. And then they've got the center of the mullion here. Okay. What they don't tell you in this is this. And I'm going to write a note right here. There. Ready for this? Up, down. Okay. They fail to tell you that this thing's tipped sideways, okay? This is up and that is down. This is the interior and this is the exterior. That would help actually, Autodesk, if you could possibly give us a little more information next time. Okay, whatever. Let's pop back to our, let's pop back temporarily to our project and check a couple dimensions so that we can make it match. I'm gonna go back here to our call out. Okay. Work with me here. I am going to put a dimension string from here to the glass, okay, and then to the other side of the glass, and then to the other side of the mullion. Now, you probably can't see diddly, so I'm going to move things out of the way. Watch. All right, we're talking about 3¼ inches of mullion exposed, okay, and then there's a 1 inch of glass, and I'll put it down here, 3/4 inch. So you guys with me here? Let's take a look at this. And I'll even give you a dimension across the overall. So here's what we're dealing with, okay? And you already knew this. There's your 5 inches wide mullion and 2½ inches high. That's the one we're going to be replacing. But it's kind of important to know these other numbers so that we don't have to mess with them. And you can adjust these wherever you want in your curtain wall. But in this particular curtain wall, I have a 1 inch piece of glass, 3/4 inch back from the front. And that leaves 3¼ out the back side. Okay, did you see these dimensions? Remember these dimensions because we're going to need them when we go to make our profile. Okay, so let's pop on back to the profile. Okay, here we are. And we need to draw that mullion really fast. So watch this. I'm going to hit create a line. I'm not even going to work over here next to these panels. I mean, next to these reference lines. I just don't want to deal with it right now. I want to show you how this works. We have got 5 inches, okay? 5 inches, whoops, 5 inches, okay? And then we're going to come up the 2½. You guys remember it's 2½ by 5, right? But then we're going to go to 3¼. Work with me here. 3.25 inches. And then we've got a little pocket here. Let's say it's a 1 inch pocket, 1 inch wide, 1 inch, come on, and comes back. And then there's our 3/4. So basically, this is the mullion that we want. Okay, let's just say we want, this is our mullion. This is the shape we want. Now, your conure shape could be anything, but I'm just saying, this is the 3/4 inch back. The glass is going to go right here. Now, here's what's critical. Ready for it? Watch this. I'm going to grab this guy, okay, and I'm going to move it, okay? I'm going to move it. And I'm going to move it over here closer. That's not quite close enough. We need it to be in this vicinity, and where in this area matters. They've placed a really cool note right here that you've got to pay attention to. It says the curtain panels, which is the glass, the curtain panels are going to trim to where the profile sketch, which is the little shape I drew, intersects the center, front, and back reference plane. Okay, and this horizontal is the center, front, and back reference plane. It's written right there. So take a look at this. I'm going to move this down. If I put this on here, there, look at that. This reference plane hits right on this line. So the glass is going to stop there. Okay. But if I lift this up, watch this. I'm going to move it if I move it up a little ways, now look, the reference plane doesn't hit the face of this, it hits that back edge. So the glass will extend all the way down into the mullion that far, because that's where it hits the line. Okay, you with me? I actually want it centered on that line. So watch this. Move. I'm going to move it from my center point onto that line. So this 1 inch gap is exactly centered on that line. Okay. I'm going to do one other thing. If you look up here, this says center of mullion. Okay. I'm not quite centered. In fact, I'm an inch or two off. So I'm going to move it now. I'm going to move it from its center line over here. So work with me, people. What we've got is our mullion is centered on center of mullion. Up is over here. That means if you turn your head, this is a bottom mullion. Down is over here. And the center, front, and back matters. Wherever this line actually hits your profile line, the glass is going to extend that far. Okay. So that being said, this looks like it's in the right place for this to work. Okay. But there's one other thing we need to know. This is the center, front, and back. Okay. And which means we're actually not centered. If this mullion were centered, the glass would be sticking. The mullion would be over here, and then the glass would be off. It's not going to work. So work with me. I need to know a dimension, and I'm going to explain why in a minute when we load this. Okay, wait for it. We need to know a dimension. And we need to know a dimension from the center of the mullion down to this reference plane. So look, I'm just going to toss in a little line at the center. Okay, and we're going to dimension it. Okay, what's that? 1 1/4. Somebody put that in your brain, and remember, we need to offset this thing later, 1 1/4. And it'll all come apparent in a moment. In fact, I'm not going to shift this. I'm going to show you the 1 1/4 error, and then we're going to come back and fix it. Okay. So this, we're going to leave this right here, right where it is. And I'm going to say save. And we're going to save this thing. We're going to call it bottom mullion. Actually, this is profile of the bottom mullion, because this ain't the bottom mullion, is it? This is just a profile. This is a profile bottom mullion. So I'm going to hit save. I'm going to load it into the project. Okay, and load in the project. Now, let's go back to our section. In fact, let's go back to the detail. Okay, here we go. This bottom one needs to be swapped out with that other one. We don't have a mullion yet. In fact, get my face out of the way so we can work. Okay, look at this. I'm going to click on that. This is a 2.5 by 5 rectangular mullion. I'm going to say edit type. I'm going to give it a new, I'm going to duplicate it and give it a new name. Bottom mullion. Whatever. I could call it Conair 25187.4, whatever the number is, you know, the nomenclature. You can call it what you want, but it's a bottom mullion. I'm going to say, okay. Now, if you look right here, the profile it's using is still a system profile, rectangular. We don't want that. I want to use my profile of the bottom mullion that I drew. Okay, right there we switch it, and then I say okay. Okay, now take a look. Remove it. Okay, those dimensions that I had, the dimension line is broken. Now look, oh man, what it did, it shifted this thing to put the center. Wait for it. I'm going to go there. Okay, how am I going to get there really fast? It's one of these. It's a review plan sheet. Sorry. Oh, did I close it? Oh man, I thought I just loaded it. Okay, here's our mullion. Okay, it shifted it so that this line is on the center of my mullion. You guys see? It shifted it. This is the center. Do you guys see that? It shifted it so that line that's in the profile is centered. But we don't want that. We want this shifted over the 1.25 inches, right? You guys remember that number, right? Okay, here we go. So all you do is you pick on your mullion, and the bottom mullion, you say edit type. It's right here, offset. I'm going to offset it 1.25 inches, okay? And when I watch the mullion behind, I'm going to hit OK. Boom. It shifts it back into place. You guys see this mullion works beautifully. The glass extends all the way down inside to where it hits the profile down deep. Okay, you guys see this? All right. It's going to be so fast to create the other 2 mullions because we've already got this working. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to my families, and I'm going to scroll down to, wait for it, profiles. And I'm looking for, there it is, profile of the bottom mullion. I'm going to right click and say edit. Okay, this is it. I'm going to do a file. I'm going to save it first, save. I'm going to do a file, save as a family. And what am I going to call it? Profile top mullion. Profile top mullion, save. Now, all we're going to do is mirror this thing. Watch. I'm going to highlight this, mirror it. Okay, I can mirror it, but don't make a copy. Just mirror it on that center line, and it flips it to the other side. Okay. So now glass coming from underneath on the downside, when the glass is coming along this line, it's going to extend the whole inch up inside until it hits this profile shape, and it's going to stop right there at that line. Okay. So I'm going to hit save. I'm going to load this into the project. Okay. Now that it's in the project, we're going to go back to our section. Okay. Here we go. Let's pan. Not tall enough. Let's go a little higher. I know the top of this thing's in here somewhere. Keep going. Wait for it. There it is. There's the top. Okay. This is the top mullion. So I'm going to click on it. It says it's a 2.5 by 5. I'm going to hit edit type, duplicate, right? Okay. I'm going to duplicate this one. I'm going to call this top mullion. Okay. And get my face out of the way again. Okay. Look at this. Are we going to use rectangular? No. We are going to use the profile of the top mullion. And we're going to offset it that 1.25 inches so that it lines up accurately. Now, it's right over here. Watch for it when I hit OK. Bam. You guys see what just happened? Okay. We are almost done. We are almost home, people. Now we need a middle mullion. Okay. So I'm going to click on one of these. And what is it? It's the same 2.5 by 5. But what I want, I'm going to click on either one of these, top or bottom. I'm going to go to the top. It doesn't matter. I'm going to hit edit. Okay. And I'm going to do a file. I'm going to hit save. Make sure it's all saved in the system. I'm going to say file, save as a family. Wait for it. We're going to call this in profile middle mullion or center mullion. Middle mullion works good. I'm going to hit save. Okay. This is a middle mullion now. Okay. And what I want to do is mirror this pocket to the other side also. So I'm just going to grab just the lines, just the little lines that make the pocket, and I'm going to mirror them. But this time I do want to make a copy. Okay, they pop to the other side, but this has to be a single closed loop. So I'm going to hit SL on the keyboard and split this line, and TR on the keyboard and trim up and trim down. Okay, this is the shape we want. Glass coming from underneath is going to extend all the way to this point. Glass coming from the top is going to extend all the way to this point. Okay, so I'm going to hit save. I'm going to load it into my project. And it's not being used anywhere in my project yet because it's only a profile. Now I have to make them on. Watch this. Make. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to say edit type, duplicate. Wait for it. This is going to be a middle mullion. Mullions. Okay, mullion. And I'm switching it to use the profile of the middle mullion. And I'm going to do the offset of 1.25 inches. Okay. So it's a type property, and I say, okay, and take a look, bam. Are you kidding me? Now look how fast it is to fix the others. If I say match properties, I can say this mullion needs to go here and here also. In fact, inside the parameters of your curtain walls, you can tell it to use the top mullion at the top every time, and the middle mullions every time in the middle, and the bottom mullion every time in the bottom. What? You want me to show you how to do that? Gosh, okay. Here we go. Look at this. If I go to my walls and I have where's my curtain walls? Curtain walls. Here's a curtain wall that is a storefront fixed number of verticals. Let's just double click that. And here's the properties of it. Okay, look at this. I have the verticals. Okay, the vertical interior mullions, I'm going to switch to be middle mullions. See how simple that is? And for the verticals, left and right, I can't, border one might be left. So let's see if that's, wait for it, top and bottom on this one. I'm guessing on these because this might need to switch. And here's the horizontal mullions. The border one, I think, is the bottom. I can't remember. Okay, let's just stick with okay, top, bottom, but the interior mullions are going to be the middle. Okay, we're going middle, top, bottom on these. Okay, so I'm just going to say okay. So let's go to our plan and let's place. Great, Mike. We got too many doors here. Okay, what we're going to do is place. That's too funny. I'm not even going to worry about that right now. Oh, I know why. It duplicated my door. So anyway, what I want to do is not waste my time on stuff like that. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to place this curtain wall storefront right here, a piece of it right here. Okay. And we're going to look. Look, I've got the wrong ones, man. I put the left and right and top and bottom backwards. Okay, so let's fix it. All right, edit the type. Here we go again. Okay, this was the verticals. Bottom, top. Bottom, top. Okay. And you see how those switched? Those switched. The glass is going in the right way. I'm gonna change this view to be like it's a 1/4 inch drawing. Whatever. You guys see what we're doing here? And these are perfect. Let's cut a section through this and see if I nailed it the other way also, or screwed up tremendously. I did it backwards there too. Okay. So look, let me just, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to try to remember next time that it is, wait for it, it's middle, bottom, top, middle, bottom, top, middle, bottom, top, middle, bottom, top. And what's that? Middle, bottom, top. Okay. Try to remember that. Remember that. Middle, bottom, top. That's how you set these to get them to work properly. All right. I'm going to say, okay. It reverses so that the mullion is in the right place. And whenever I break it, watch. I'm going to split this. Oh, wait. I'm going to put in a curtain grid. Architecture. Curtain grid. When I put a grid in, it's going to put mullions in instantly by itself. Look at that. You guys see that works? It's going to work every single time. And I'm going to go back and change my floor plan view. I'm going to change the scale to 3/4 for a second so that you can see this better. Okay. There. See, and whenever I put a curtain grid, bam, bam, it puts in the correct mullion every time. All right. This is fantastic. I know you guys love it. I know you're happy that this actually worked. It's nothing like having a plan that comes together and it works for you. So what I want you guys to do is go practice making yourself your profiles. Make them exactly like a Conair family, the dimensions of one that you're going to use in your project. Load them in, but call them bottom, top, and interior maybe, so that it matches the way that Revit calls them. Anyway, I hope that helps you guys. I'm going to say goodbye for now, but I just want to tell you, try this out. Try making your own mullion shapes and put them in your project and use them. And if you have any questions, just put them in the comments below. All right. Thank you, guys. I hope you had a fantastic day, and I hope you have a great weekend. And until we meet again, happy Reviting. All right. Bye-bye.